Hey guys, I'm going to talk to you about a few of the certain problems that go on in my area. Just to name a few, I think one of the most recent ones is the fact that a lot of people have been losing jobs. Job loss seems to be affecting a lot of people in the area, considering it is a big chunk of lower class and middle class people. They've been losing jobs since the recession, so that seems to be affecting a lot of people in the area, considering I've seen people trying to do all sorts of things like, sell clothing and sell whatever they have around the house, even try to, just offer their assistance just to make a few bucks. And some people make it, some don't. Some even, turn to crime. I've heard of a few breaking and enterings that have been happening in the area. It seems to be happening a lot more often now, and I think it's due to the fact that people are becoming a little bit more, in need of cash, and they're just trying to, do whatever they can to get by. Now, I'm not saying it's a good thing, because it obviously isn't, but I mean, when you're not able to get a job, no matter how much you try. I'm not saying that everyone is trying. I mean, some people might just be sitting around and just want to do bad, but I know quite a few people in the area that have been pretty much, handing out resumes everywhere they can go, and no one seems to be getting back to them. I mean, you got to try to do what you got to do. It's sad, but it's reality, right? This is what these people are doing to feed their families. Another really big problem that's been affecting my area is pretty much youth violence. Youth violence in my area is pretty intense. I mean, it's calmed down in the last couple of years, but when I was in high school a couple of years back, I mean, it was really bad. Like, there was like gang warfare pretty much. Certain areas, one being Galloway, which is out by, I believe it's Kingston and Morningside area there. People in that area they hated anybody from Malvern, really. It was to the point where, if me being from Malvern, if I was out by Galloway, there was a good chance I would have got shot. There was a particular event where people from Galloway did come down to Malvern. They used to drive around the area, and they used to shoot at anybody they saw on the street. It was a pretty serious time back then. But yeah, I mean, it has calmed down since then. You're not getting that anymore, but there still is youth violence. It's happening. I just really feel that it happens because a lot of these kids or people that are doing these bad things are just trying to prove something to themselves or to their friends. That's the reason why they get into stuff like that. And personally, I don't really agree with stuff like that, but that's the life they chose, right? To touch back on the current events, so back in the day, there was a really bad joke that was going around about my area when all that violence was happening. I think it was either in the news or it just came up where people were saying that living in Malvern, it was easier to get a gun than it was to get a job. And I mean, if that was circulating, I mean, pretty much everybody was saying that. And that, I guess you could say that could kind of symbolize how bad it was in Malvern at the time. And I just hope that we can progress and do better, because I mean, our reputation as a community is pretty much stained now. If I lived outside of Malvern and hearing the things I've heard in the news about the area, I personally wouldn't have moved here. But yeah, this is where I live, and this is pretty much something I deal with and kind of gotten, in some sense, used to. So hopefully we can do better and progress as a community, like I said, and just kind of build up our area's image, so people who aren't from the area actually want to come here.